Welcome to the LANCave, where we're living as nerds, hanging out, talking with Owen, talking gaming, doing his jig right there. You get a little insight right there, what I get to see. We're talking gaming. It's a big week, not for anything that's happening right now, but for Friday. But for Friday, with some new Zelda, I just thought about it because
it's been a big week, dude. I mean, like, Borderlands came out on the 13th, which I have not got to touch at all. Zelda comes out on the 20th. There's more RPGs if you're interested in Dragon Quest XI on the Switch the week after that. Like, I thought I was going to be able to, like, reasonably catch up, but then I playing Final Fantasy VIII and then deciding, like, hey, I want the platinum. That was a mistake to care about that trophy, but now I'm too far in. I haven't got to play Gear 6.
Yeah.
Dude, busy.
We are way too busy. It's just to get in and play Final Fantasy VIII. I think I need to pick it up. I say that, but I'm getting Link's Awakening on Friday. So I'm probably not going to pick up Final Fantasy VIII, but I need to because I've never beaten it.
You can do it really relatively quickly. Like, I mean, the game was already shorter than 7 anyway, but now with 3X, I mean, you can do it God mode or not. I do this thing where, like, for the most part, I don't use the God mode. Mm-hmm. But then if I'm farming magic draws, then I'll turn it on while I farm magic draws, and then I'll turn it back off when I'm actually going to fight the person. But, like, I got to disc 3 in less than 15 hours, where normally it would just with the pace that you run at, you're probably looking at more like 2025. So it is faster.
Yeah. I noticed that with Final Fantasy VII. I mean, I got pretty darn far in, like, I think 20 minutes. I'm like, just think about how slow the text and everything is going through, like, the beginning of that game. Just the beginning of the game intro, getting to the slums took quite a bit back in the day.
Took forever. Yeah. And then I discovered a really cool thing. I'm just going to brag about it today because, if you have iOS devices, this is really cool. The new iOS comes out tomorrow, woo, but I'm on the public beta test. And with the new iOS that comes out tomorrow, they added PlayStation and Xbox controller support. Maybe even Switch controller support. I'm not sure about that because I haven't tested it yet. Mm-hmm. But we talked about this whenever it first got announced this summer, but I actually got to try it today. I used the PS4 remote app. I remoted in. I played Final Fantasy VIII on the same Wi-Fi network. No noticeable lag. I'm obviously playing a turn-based RPG, so it's not like I'm playing a shooter or anything. But
it's very forgivable.
But flawless. Like, I have good internet, but flawless. Like, the controller works great. The only thing that doesn't work is the PlayStation button, but there's an on-screen PlayStation button. But with Apple Arcade also launching tomorrow, I'm excited to look for controller-based games to try out the PlayStation controller on the Apple Arcade games.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet. It's just it's not anything that I'm going to use a whole lot, but, like, if the wife's watching a little television, she's got the Great British Bake Off on, and I want to play a game, I'm not limited to either waiting for her to be done or being like, hey, can I have the TV? Like, I can actually just open up the iPad and do it. I haven't tested it off network, but if I could do that, that would be sweet too.
Yeah, I mean, the days of having to haul a console from one room to another are relatively gone at this point, and it's a beautiful thing. I was poloing you earlier about like how like a LAN party used to run, where you'd have to, like, bring over your gaming rig, everyone would bring over their PC, and, like, plug in and start playing some Half-Life or whatever. And now it's a different world. It's a different world in a good way, but also, like,
there's some nostalgia that you're missing there.
Yeah,
but it's right now, just with that being new, like, you could already do MiFi controllers, but it's just not a big thing. I'm telling people, like, a console that you or your kid, maybe you're an adult, you just don't game as much and your kid does. That controller that they have can work on there. Maybe you find something that you like. You're already paying for that arcade subscription anyway. Maybe there's something cool on mobile, and you're like, man, this controller thing, this is nice. Like, what is this?
Works.
Who plays on a touchscreen? I don't know about that.
Yeah, I know the days of touchscreens aren't going to go away or anything, but I feel like it legitimizes a lot of mobile gaming when you have a legit controller. Speaking of that, Call of Duty Mobile coming out.
Yeah.
So with this releasing, sorry, I have the release date in front of me and it just skipped away. This coming out October 1st.
Yeah.
October 1st for iOS and Android. And yeah, that's something that immediately when I saw, okay, well, if I can use a controller with this, that's not going to be bad at all.
Yeah, I'm really hoping they add controller support. If they don't, it's a travesty. But I put this on. I played a lot of PUBG Mobile last year. They're adding the Call of Duty Blackout mode to this mobile version, and there's gonna, I think, be like team deathmatch and stuff too. But I'll be playing Blackout probably. But it's just like that. It's just PUBG. Like, it's a great experience. If you have a decent data connection or you have a good Wi-Fi connection at home, it's fun. It's cool. Like it's a lot funner than I thought it would be. And I was originally playing on the touchscreen. I'm definitely going to be testing the controller as soon as I can to see if it works. I'm going to see if PUBG Mobile works. I'm going to see if maybe I don't really like Fortnite, but I might check out Fortnite and see if controller works on there. It's really cool. It's free. You know, they're going to just throw like ads and stuff at you, but I'll let you know at the core of this game, you can play like whatever base level thing that they have and not have to worry about spending any money.
Yeah. So all good things. Speaking of all good things, Final Fantasy VII, more and more Final Fantasy VII stuff.
We never talk about Final Fantasy.
I was going to say, we never, this is the 7th one of the games of the Final Fantasies.
We don't talk about Star Wars either.
No, not at all.
Can't get any of that.
Go somewhere else for that. So in regards to Final Fantasy VII Remake, it's getting a kind of turn-based option that essentially allows a pausing and being able to choose the attacks and everything. This reminded me of like a blend between obviously a lot of this feels the new Kingdom Hearts games feels like a blend of that and Final Fantasy and Dragon Age, like all like having a baby. And it's a wonderful thing, like to be able, again, to be able to have different options in when we play these games. If you're a purist, if you want that strategy, you can do that. Or you can hack it up like my wife will probably do when she plays the game.
I'm going to play it as intended. It does add maybe some replay value to that. The way that they did it is, so it's, again, anybody who like thinks like, oh, cool, they put in like a turn-based mode, it's still like the live action, like it would be. But what it does is it fills your ATB, your active time battle meter. It does that kind of like on its own, and you basically have a menu of commands that you input, and then like Cloud will take care of it for you, as opposed to what it's going to be where you're real-time inputting those different things and those different spells. Cool that they have the option. I can also see if maybe like you just want to be a little bit chiller, but I also haven't seen like how the movement works with it yet. Yeah, because that's going to be with the video that I'm showing here is not the new system, but the added ability to actually run around and not necessarily dodge, but to evade an enemy's attack when you're waiting to do your attack, I think is beneficial in this, as opposed to just standing there as the normal turn-based strategy games where you just stand there and get hit in the face. So yeah, I mean, I think it's cool they're adding it. I may or may not play it that way, because I think this is intended to be this experience, and I feel like that was put on there not as fan service, but halfway as fan service to people who are not happy about the action-based game. I think what it does is there was definitely like you mentioned, those purists. There was those people that were like offended. Yeah, like, how could you do this to Final Fantasy VII? How could you make it a live action RPG? Every time I watch the video, I'm like, how could you not make this a live? Like, just look how good this is, and you want to hide that behind a turn-based RPG. You want to make that awesome looking thing, and you want to kick it old school. But what Square is doing is they're saying, hey, we still thought of you. Like we still got you, baby. Like, it's okay. Important. Everybody buy this game because it's costing us tons and tons of money and lots of years. So here is some kind of turn-based action.
Yeah. I mean, I think that I don't know anybody who's a Final Fantasy VII fan who isn't going to buy this. I'm sure they're out there, but honestly, I mean, if you want to play that version of Final Fantasy, you can play Final Fantasy VII on every console, PC, Mac, everything. It has been released on every system ever. So there's an NES. Did you know there's an NES homebrew of it? There's an NES homebrew of Final Fantasy. Yeah.
Can you play Final Fantasy VII on anything?
I'd imagine you can't play it on a TI-83, but I mean,
yeah, you know what I'm talking about. That would just be awesome if Final Fantasy VII became the new Doom, where it's like you can play Final Fantasy VII on anything.
Can I play it on my fridge? Because that would be awesome. Can I play Final Fantasy with a Amazon Echo? That'd be cool.
That'd be awesome if, to lock your fridge, you'd have to make somebody play a boss fight or something like that. You have to fight Ruby Weapon, or you cannot get into this fridge.
Yeah, that'll go over pretty well.
Yeah,
the wife will hate it.
You know what's not going to go over well?
What's that?
If you try and remake the freaking Princess Bride. Yeah,
who would remake one of the greatest movies, and it's objectively one of the greatest movies ever made. This has been something apparently that's been talked about in Hollywood. Carrie Elway's coming out with saying there's a shortage of perfect movies in this world. It would be a pity to damage this one. Just beautifully put right there. And then Jamie Lee Curtis coming in, dropping the Killer Connection. So she said, well, I married the six-finger man. Obviously, we've stayed together for 35 years. There's only one Princess Bride. And William Goldman and Rob Reiner's, life is pain, Highness. Yeah, it's... How do you remake something, like I said, as perfect as this movie? Plus, I think there's one thing that there's no way they could do it without Andre the Giant.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of giants that you could get out there. If it's a remake, it's a remake. The Big Show's out there, Batista's out there. They're not going to be as big as Andre. But
Shows is probably as big as they'd go. Who would have actually something to do? Because everybody else that I saw, he can talk. I mean,
I guess
I'd probably keep him.
One of the worst promoters that's been around for 20 years.
You know, I could say some positive and negative things about him, but
I like him. It's just he's not every time he gets on the mic, you're just okay.
It could be.
All right, sure. I just this is one of those movies where it's literally there's not a thing that I don't like about that movie. Mm-hmm. It is one of those top tier, this is a movie that you can't touch. Even if you didn't want to remake it and you just wanted to sequel it, that's still I know that Hollywood has run out of ideas, but just make another comic book. There's plenty of superheroes out there. Yeah. Just leave Princess Bride the hell alone. Yeah.
There's only one reason that you would do it, and that's to make money.
Yeah.
And that's the wrong reason to be doing this. It's business. Yes, it's show business, but there's an art to it, and you're destroying everything that is holy when you take something that is great and doesn't need a sequel and you make a sequel out of it. There's a lot of movies that don't need sequels that are getting them, and that's one of them. So, Top Gun.
That also doesn't need a sequel. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, I'll watch it too.
It sucks. I hate that I'm gonna it's a lot. That's a lock. I probably can't go see it with the wife. So it's probably gonna be one of those things that I rent or even just straight out buy or something. But I'm gonna go see it, but I don't know if they remade The Princess Bride. I don't know that I would see it, and at least on purpose.
I wouldn't. I'd find a way to watch it well after the fact. I'd purposely be. I'd be one of those people who's no, I'm gonna watch the original instead of going to the theater. I'll watch the original because I don't see a reason. Or whatever other movie is going on that weekend, I'd go to that just so it'd get lower, hopefully other people would do that so that way it earns less money. If people,
people can
protest vote, protest movie watch.
I don't want to think about it. No, it's just not going to happen.
It's never going to happen.
I'm declaring it.
It better not happen. It better not happen. Something else that better not happen is losing save files. Which has happened to all of us, or at least at one point or another, I think. And there was an issue where the cloud saves through the Epic Games Store were being deleted on PC. It has been fixed. It was a bug. Now they were saying Borderlands 3 developers fixed a nasty bug, so that means that Gearbox is to blame for this, not Epic, because everyone was trashing Epic. It's either they're to blame or they didn't know how to effectively have their system integrate with Epic. But either way, it's something Epic had to fix. So.
Yeah.
Gearbox, I mean, sorry.
Gearbox. I don't know. I mean, they're going to be the ones to fix it anyway. Whenever it comes to unless it was like a server issue, like it's not anything that Epic would necessarily ever do. I still would think the saves and stuff would go to Gearbox.
Gearbox themselves, but
yeah. It's good that they fixed it. It sucks for those people who started on day one. If you didn't, well, then, we're saving you. Honestly, from what I've seen on this game, that was a cool sound.
I muted my end, man.
I lost it.
Sorry, you're talking about the save files and.
Oh yeah. So if you didn't, the things that I've been seeing at this game is that you don't necessarily want to start right now. Especially if you're a console player like me and Patrick mainly are, the frame rates, there's a lot of crashes. So they're still optimizing it. I'm not saying the game wasn't ready to release because it looks awesome on PC and everything, but in terms of what I'm seeing on console, it's probably good that I haven't got to start yet, just because it seems like there's been just some optimization issues, and then obviously this nasty save thing. But that was on PC, suckers.
That was which is why I'm kind of getting up by, I wouldn't say upset, but I keep seeing people who are trying to just be contrarian and I don't know, be uppity about the whole Epic PC Game Store thing. So they're posting online about man, I can't wait till this comes to PC, or I can't wait till it's released on PC. And they're purposely being mean about it and also misleading. They're I don't consider that it came, when they were asked, oh, well, I don't really think it really got released on PC. It's just through Epic. That's on a PC. And you're saying that to be contrarian, and you're misleading people who don't know. Because if someone's looking at the trailer or looking at gameplay and they see a comment saying, man, I can't wait till this comes to PC in April or something, because whenever maybe it's March, but they're you had people, I'm sure there are people who just casually glimpsed over and they're oh man, I don't get to play it till March.
I'm tired at this point. I get it. If you don't like that game store, cool. If you are going to wait for it to come to Steam, also cool. Don't care. It's the people that go out of their way to say I'll just wait till it's on Steam, and just make a point of bashing on it, because, yes, you are depriving Epic of a little bit of money by waiting, but you're also depriving the developer and the publisher that revenue as well. And that also just says that you don't support it day one. There's people out there that just did it because they wanted to play freaking Borderlands on PC. I don't know, just if you don't want to play it on Epic, that's fine. But
yeah,
I would also just download the Epic Game Launcher for the free games. I don't even have a credit card registered with the Epic Game Store, and still every week they're giving away. I got Celeste for free. I already own Celeste on other consoles, but who cares? I got it for free on PC. They're releasing these free PC games that don't even require you to have your credit card information. I can't say they're doing awful. Yeah, their platform is not nearly as established as Steam, and it never will be. You can talk about Epic selling your stuff. Everybody's selling your stuff. You probably use Google to find that game. Just get over it. Use what you want to use, and then keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. Speaking of PC gaming, quick, not tangent, but quick aside.
Yeah.
I told you about wanting to play Knights of the Old Republic the other week.
Yeah.
And I spent an hour trying to get this thing to run on my PC. It's through Steam. I tried everything that people were recommending on the Steam forums. I tried other fixes that people were recommending, including going in, which this did not fix it, but going in and disabling the movies, the in-game movies.
Yeah, I can
which
see
apparently
that.
will actually disable the movies, so anytime it comes to a cutscene, it just skips.
Yeah.
Which would be so sad for that game.
Yeah.
But I did all those things. I spent about an hour, and I thought, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to troubleshoot this. I got limited time. and poloed you about it, and you were like, "Yeah, I bet it's on Xbox." I owned it on Xbox this whole time. This whole time I could have been playing it on my Xbox.
So it's on original Xbox, or was it 360?
It's on original Xbox, but
and they ported it?
Sale. They ported it, and then it was on sale, so I could bought it through the 360 store. So it's playable on my Xbox One. So I just downloaded it on Xbox One and started playing.
Well played, Xbox. Yeah. This is where you are winning.
Yeah.
Is that like, look at it, like the fact that he owned it that long ago.
Yeah.
You're able to easily play it on the Xbox One. Like, this is where Sony, you got to step up.
Yeah, and to be able to play the game and not spend, like I said, I spent an hour and I was unsuccessful. And yeah, some people, you could go on there, and I troubleshoot things like all the time. It was my job for a long time. But at some point, you have to go, okay, well, is this worth my time? Is there a better way to do this? Literally to the point where I'm like, should I go buy an old PC and have a DOS box going on? I mean, or Raspberry Pi it, like something that'll work better that just does like PC gaming from like the late 90s, and then realized, it's on Xbox.
Yeah, no, that's exact. Like you mentioned, you used to do this for a living. I still do this for a living. I don't want to mess with my own personal stuff. Like, that's what nobody like. I know that there are some people like that tinkering, and that's why they do it. But when it comes to me, I like getting paid to tinker, and then I like doing absolutely nothing at home other than going boop.
Yeah, I'm not quite that way. Like, I tinker, but at the same time, like, I'll go up to a certain point, and I've learned now that my time is valuable. So I'll either go up to a certain point, or I'll analyze it and go, is it worth me messing with this? Is it worth me trying to do it, or just pay someone to do it? Yeah. Sometimes it's worth it, and it costs less, because I may spend like 8 or 10 hours in total of my time doing something, and I could have paid someone $30 to do it. So
yeah, and especially now, like you mentioned, time is value. Also, time is just I don't have as much of it these days. And so even last night, I turned on my PS4 and I played Final Fantasy VIII for all of 25 minutes, like while my kid slept, and then he woke up, and I had to put it in standby mode. While you could turn that on the PC, like, I don't think that I could easily walk away, pause the game, just as easily with a lot of stuff. I'm sure that there's a lot of stuff you can do it too, but it just seems easier. But that said, I do miss playing Sea of Thieves on PC. That was fun.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, I can't wait for, though, when I don't miss it, but I can't wait. I miss Kojima. There's my segue.
Yeah.
I miss Kojima, and I can't wait for some Death Stranding, which I can't believe. We did our countdown of games that we were looking forward to this fall, and I completely spaced Death Stranding. I know it's not on your list, but should have been on my list. I have no idea.
It's on my list too. I'm extremely interested. Sure. It's just there's nothing that's making me buy this game day one. I want to watch somebody play it on Twitch.
I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it day one. I'm going to. I was gonna say I'll play it day one, but I'll be out that weekend. But I'll be playing it shortly after that. And Kojima said something recently in an interview this week, which is the weirdest way to.
He's such a guy.
He's an artiste.
This guy.
He's such an artiste.
Yes, he is.
He said, some people say it's almost like the movie Alien, where you are gradually finding out what the whole world is about, what you can do and not do. Maybe it gets really fun when you have completed 50% of the game. Like 50%?
The best sales pitch I've heard.
Yeah, the players, like in the shooters and other genres, go into a game with a known rule that you think you know what the game is about. I didn't want you to have that. I didn't want to have that feeling. Everyone should start from ground zero, knowing how to pick up and play the game. It's wonderful to me. Sorry. What I have shown makes you puzzled, but it all really makes sense when you play the game. And while that's a weird way to pitch your game, at the same time, like, now I'm more intrigued about it because I think he understands that, and what he's getting at here is it's not a normal game. And you and I are kind of used to that in like RPGs, where you start the game. And like Final Fantasy VII is good from the beginning, but like it really opens up figuratively and literally at some points in the game where you really understand what's going on. You get more of a game flow to this. I'd say Metal Gear 5 was like this as well, where probably the first quarter of the game, like it seems straightforward, and then it really changes the narrative. But yeah, I thought it was a weird sales pitch, but I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that it's not going to affect the sales at all. Like, it's just a really weird statement to be like, my game will probably be really fun halfway through. That means, what is the first half then? Like, how bored am I going to be? It makes me wonder how long the game is. I don't know how long his games traditionally are. Yeah. I'm just wondering in the amount of time that he's made it, because this also like feels to me like he's done a pretty good job. Like, who knows if it actually still comes out? My bet is still 2020, by the way. That's still on the line. That it gets delayed for sure. Like, if it doesn't, I'm just gonna be so shocked. He said over and over again he's creating a genre. Like, this is a new genre of games. So Kojima, dude, he's so weird now.
Who else could say that?
It's like Kojima Unleashed. Like, ever since he left Konami, like, he's just like hanging out with whoever. A bunch of people thought Keanu Reeves is now going to be in Death Stranding because he tweeted out that he was hanging out with Keanu. He's just living his best life now that he's left Konami. He's just I don't know if I'm more intrigued. I'm no more or less intrigued. I just have, like, there's nothing that's made me feel like I want to be the one to play it. Yeah. But I will be happy to watch somebody play it just to try and get it, because I have no idea. Just like he mentions in there, where he's like, you think you know what's going on. I'm like, no, I actually don't, Kojima. I have no idea.
I think most people. So I've watched the trailer. I've watched analysis of the trailer where people are like speculating, and it's basically fan theories and stuff of them trying to extrapolate what they think the meanings are and everything. Even watching that, I'm like, no, like I still have no idea what's going on. It's like watching hours of Dark Souls lore videos. You still don't really know what's going on. His comment reminded me though of one of my friends, Scott Gasikowski was saying, so shout out Scott if you're watching. He was saying that Final Fantasy 13 gets really good. Like, I was like, I really didn't dig it. Like, I stopped playing it. And he's like, it gets really good. And I think he said 20 or 30 hours in. He's like, once you get to that point, then it gets good. I'm thinking, I have to put that many hours into the game and then get to play what is good, hopefully. If your taste is like mine, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But like, I don't have the time to waste 30 hours on a game and then be like, oh, I see what's happening now, and I don't know if I want it.
Yeah, Cassandra mentioned Dear Esther and walking simulators.
Yeah,
I will say about walking simulators, that was a genre I had no idea
walking simulators. Yeah,
I had no idea how much I would love them until I played Flower.
Yeah.
That was probably the first, and it's not even a walking one. It's just kind of a weird simulation game. I don't know.
But those aren't 40, 50, 60 hours.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be.
And I think that's the point of those games. The point of Dear Esther and did you play Firewatch?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so like those kind of games, like it is about exploring. And to me, it's those are paced almost like a novel. More than like, I know they have visual novels and stuff like that, but like the way that the story is given to you is more like a novel as opposed to a movie or a traditional video game. And I loved like Firewatch. I loved that I had no idea about anything about the game until I started playing it. Yeah. Because like 8 or 10 hours into that game, maybe less than that, when you start realizing different things that are going on, it's amazing. So I'm hoping that Death Stranding has the same effect. At the same time, I don't think that anything's going to be spoiled for me. I think it's just going to get more interesting.
It just feels like Strand of the Wild at the beginning. They talked about how much they care about the exploration. Yeah, in there, and you see that big ladder thing, which it's so funny. I want to see that's going to be like half the fun is seeing what people figure out that they can put their ladder to, just to really test the limits of that world. Yeah, everybody's in on it. Everybody's super interested in this game, and I'm just not gonna play it because I don't get it. But who knows? Maybe everybody's like, this is that you have it could end up being one of those things in November that I have to end up picking up. But I really want to see it.
And the only sad part the sad part for me is I don't think this is going to hit any sales because it's coming out in November. I don't think that this is going to Black Friday sale or anything. But who knows? We'll see what happens. I hope it does well, especially with the recent numbers coming out about August being the 20-year low for gaming.
Yeah, this is weird.
Yeah, it's weird, and at the same time, when I saw the numbers for the top games that were sold, that was even weirder to me. So the top software top 10, like 4 or 5 of these came out last year or the year before, or in Grand Theft Auto 5's case and Minecraft, like they came out over 5+ years ago, and they're still on top. They're still on top for PS4, and they're top on overall. And Control really bombed, which is sad.
Yeah, because apparently a lot of people are liking this game, and that's another game that I have downloaded that just haven't gotten to start. But I think did it not even like crack the top 20 for August?
I don't think it did.
And it came out at the end too. So, and that could be influencing it, but I also don't. With all the releases of Borderlands, of Gears of Zelda, there's no way that it gets in the top 5 in August. I mean, in September rather.
Yeah, which I mean, this may end up being a game like Quantum Break, where the game is really good. It cost a ton of money to make, and it's gonna get a following gradually. But but it's just sad it didn't get it, off the bat.
What's funny is that's the same company.
I know.
Did you realize that at first? Okay.
I realized it like as I was saying it. I'm like,
I was like, Remedy totally made both of these games.
How sad is that? They're such a great company too.
They I know that they definitely push like the not boundaries, but they make different games. Like from what I've seen in Control, just the mechanics and the way that you can literally like grab like anything with your telekinesis. As far as the sales, like being a 20-year low, I don't know if there's really an explanation for it. I don't think that means that games are getting worse or anything. I do think that if you look at the NPDs, like not a lot of stuff came out in August. It's kind of a dead month. I expect it to rebound a lot, but why it's like the lowest in this many years, I have no idea, other than that we're at the end of a cycle and nothing came out.
End of a cycle, and this is a new era in gaming. As we were talking earlier about, previous generations having to, the LAN environment, like I mentioned, of having a LAN party or physically unplugging your Xbox and plugging it into another room. Now PlayStation, you can stream it. The Switch, you can just take it on the go, dock it in another room. It's no big deal. I think we're in a different environment, and also with digital sales, we're in a huge, it's you'd think that it would be a known world at this point, but it's still unknown for a lot of retailers, which is why Gamestop allegedly, I think this was confirmed, right? Because it was a leak at first.
Yeah, well, somebody confirmed it at IGN saying it's legit. I don't think GameStop is actually.
I heard some GameStop people saying, hey, they try out different things in different regions just to see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw this, I was like, this looks like a pretty cool store. Like, I mean, you got merchandise and stuff, but it looks organized, and you got this nice little mini, couch / love seat, whatever. You got some area in the back here, so you can actually game. It creates an environment, which we've been talking about. Didn't we like straight up say this like repeatedly in the past? Like, why not have a place where people could just come and chill out and play games?
I'm pretty sure we literally talked about this last week. Whenever they were talking about, whenever we were talking about the different points that they had come up with to kind of fix their system, and how this apparently isn't what every GameStop is doing.
Yeah.
But this one is focusing on retro, they have a board game area in there as well that the guy's describing. My other favorite thing is that looking at the it's not overwhelming in terms of all the used games. Mm-hmm. Like that's one of the things I hate the most about going into GameStop is that I just feel like I'm in this clutter area with all the extra merch they have now, which admittedly is really cool merch. Like they do sell some really cool stuff from ThinkGeek. That was a great pickup, but they fill up their store so much.
Yeah, it's all over the place. Well, it's like I always feel like there's some type of sale going on to get rid of clearance stuff because they have so much. They have so many items that every time I'm in a GameStop, they're doing a clearance of a ton of items, which sounds great for the consumer. But yeah, it seems like this random grab bag of like bins of $5, mix and match merchandise. I'm like, I would go to this place and like hang out and play some retro games and buy stuff while I'm there. I mean, that's kind of, I think, especially for teenagers, for college students, like this would be a place to congregate and spend a lot of money. So I'm down with it if this is the direction they move in.
Yeah, because I think even obviously we don't have the audio on the video, but I think they even mentioned that there's going to be like a snack bar in this particular kind. Like, this is cool. This is a thing where I wouldn't do it anymore. I'm kind of like past that point where I want to hang out at the store. It's possible, but it's very but I could take my kid to this, whenever they're old enough and be like, check out, this is a cool place to chill. Like, play some Mario 64. Let me kick your butt in Mario Kart real quick.
And this, I forgot what he said here, but like if that allows you to search and like, I mean, obviously you're probably not gonna be able to straight up order there, but to be able to maybe search inventory, I don't know. But like, I hate saying this, but like even with like retail stores, like if you give me, I don't know, if you allow me to interact or not interact and just come and go as I please, like I'd rather do that. I'd rather interact with people who are wanting to have fun, and like rather than like I said, every time I go into GameStop, it feels like they're pushing clearance merchandise, they're pushing everything. There are some really great GameStop employees that are really cool. Some of them I'm friends with on Facebook. Some of them I see, but there's a lot of them that get burned out. And I feel like this would be like a much more chill place to hang out and to work. Just to work would be awesome.
Yeah, obviously at this point we've reported on it plenty enough that the GameStop has to do something. This is interesting. I'm curious now. There's 2 stores in my area. I'm wondering what they turn theirs into, like what concept they're going to get from the company. Whatever. It's all interesting. I just want to know if any of it ends up working. Yeah. And that'll be the real thing. And I think it's with this kind of individual based thing, it's going to be you're going to need to hire some decent people that know their like community and what their community wants, because maybe there's a lot of people in that area that like to play D&D. Like, you could turn that into a thing, like D&D nights, or maybe there is people out there that want to play retro Smash on like GameCube or something like that, and you can have like local tournaments. And it's like, it's going to require a lot of good stuff. I hope it works out. There needs to be a brick and mortar video game place. Everybody loves to hate on GameStop, but it's still, I think, much like Toys R Us, like it would be a sad thing to be like, oh.
Yeah, I was in.
Remember KB Toys?
Yeah, dude, I was in a Spirit Halloween last weekend, and it was in an old Toys R Us. Oh. And it's not a Toys R Us that I'd ever been to.
No,
but I could feel it.
Yeah, outside,
I could feel it walking in. And thought, thinking of the Thanos memes and everything going on, but like, man, that was such a loss, because those stores were so cool. I know they're revitalizing it one way or another, but that was amazing, like an amazing time to not just to be a kid, but just even to be an adult, to go in, and the amount of amazing toys that they had there. I don't know. You can do online shopping all you want, and I love online shopping, but nothing beats that feeling of going in and discovering things like that.
Yeah, I mean, I've been going to GameStop. I've been going to the GameStop in my area since it was Electronics Boutique, and then EB Games, and then GameStop. It's literally a company that's been, somewhere that I've actively gone. Not so much in recent years, but that's the same thing as Toys R Us. Like, I hadn't been in a Toys R Us in forever until they announced that they were closing, and so we went to go see just what kind of cheap stuff we could get. Found a couple of Zelda things that are on the shelf up there. you know, we don't, you know, this is that old school thing of like, I don't want them to completely go away.
Yeah.
Like, I know that they're not successful, and I'm going to continue to buy the majority of my things on the internet, but I will happily, you know, whenever the kid's old enough, like they don't need, you know, Amazon shouldn't be how a kid experiences shopping for a toy. I need to be able to take the kid to a toy store. I need to take them to a game store and be like, this is, look
at all the cool stuff. Yeah. And Walmart and Target just don't cut it with that.
No.
I will say there's some line of it's some line of like girls. It could be boys, whatever, but like I'm pretty much sure it's geared to girls, like these dolls that are about like this big that have like different, I don't know if you've seen this on like toy in Target and Walmart, but like they have like different accessory sets of like outfits and like play sets
different
and
from Barbie, right?
It's like, no, so like they're big. It's not like Barbie. They're like My Buddy, like a little bit smaller than a My Buddy, but they're not like plush. And they have like all these different things.
American
like,
Girl?
as a doctor. It's not American Girl. I can't remember. I don't know what it's called. But like I was looking in there going, all of the stuff in this here, like if I had a little girl, or like I said, or boy, it doesn't matter what they're into.
Sure.
But it's definitely geared towards that. But like if I had a kid, I'm like I would be buying everything in this aisle. Because I was like, holy crap, you can have a horse, and is there a stable the horse can go in, and like ridiculous amounts of playsets. Literally the entire aisle.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the toys were just kind of a hodgepodge. So I don't know, like there's something really cool about that moment of discovery that I had as an adult looking at this. I'm sure, and thankfully the wife understands me, and she was like, oh yeah, I get it. But like I'm sure some people were like looking, like going, what the fuck's this guy's problem? Like,
nah, it's a different era. They understand that some of this stuff sticks around. I mean, look at all the people who played Pokemon Go when it came out. Like, we're of that generation that we grew up with these kinds of things. And it's okay to appreciate them.
Yeah, but like the first thing that I thought of was like the Star Wars Episode 1. They had a Naboo accessory pack that you could put like Obi-Wan and stuff in, and I was like, that was like the coolest thing. And I was looking at all this, was like, man, it would be so cool if I had different accessory packs for all the characters, and that was like as close as we got.
And you remember when McDonald's used to do those cool things with big movie releases where they would actually give like, it's still cheap stuff, but it was stuff that you actually wanted to have. I actually have on my Star Wars shelf over there a Episode 1 digital watch with Darth Maul and Obi-Wan. Like it's like a reversible like flip watch, like, and then there was the Batman Forever glasses that you got from McDonald's. Man,
yeah, they had the toppers too when the prequels came out. They had like the tops that you could get, like just so much different stuff. Also, Batman, I think it was Batman Forever. The tops of the cups like were like a Batarang kind of disc thing too. There's all kinds of stuff. I think I was gonna say Batman Returns kind of did a number on McDonald's, but I still miss that kind of not viral marketing, that mixed marketing and endorsement. Yeah,
I don't remember that. It was probably a little before my time. I mean, I was obviously like a kid when Batman Returns came out, but I don't remember any of that. The first Batman I remember was Batman Forever.
Yeah, I remember being a kid when it came out, and like different parents like being like I don't know if this is appropriate for kids. And I don't remember.
It wasn't.
It was not. I think did that movie come out in 91 or 92?
There was 89 Batman, and I'm pretty sure...
I think it was 91 or 92, right?
Yeah.
So I would have been like 7. So, yeah. Speaking of things that were, I think, just a little bit before our time, Seinfeld's coming to Netflix.
This is... I mean... There's a lot of people in the world that think that Seinfeld's the greatest show of all time, and it's okay to be wrong. I get why people like Seinfeld, though. But,
Frasier's the best show of all time.
His dad really likes Frasier a lot. But it's replacing Friends. Friends is leaving, and then it's going to come, I think, pretty much right after Friends leaves. So I think Friends leaves in 2020, and I think Seinfeld's going to show up in 2021.
Yeah.
I think it's currently on Hulu or Amazon. I can't recall.
Yeah.
So it's just shows moving around. But I wanted to mention it. I'm sure some people will be excited. That's a show in a lot of people's past that they consider awesome.
I never got into it. Like, I appreciate, like, when I see, like, bits from it and stuff.
Sure.
I'm like, okay, yeah, I get that. But, like, I didn't.
It's a great
follow
bit
it.
show.
Like, yeah, like, I didn't jump in and binge it. Like, I probably need to do that at some point. But it's not, like, I mentioned Frasier. Like, I legit, like, have seen every episode of Frasier at least twice.
Yeah.
Deep Space Nine, I've seen probably 2 or 3 times. I haven't seen it in order ever.
Oh,
So
really?
I know it's weird because I've watched it in syndication, or I just like so many times that I'm pretty sure I watched it at least 2 or 3 times in full. So I'm going to be watching Deep Space Nine in full. I started actually last week.
Oh, cool.
So I'm loving it.
Welcome back.
Trying to get the wife into it. Trying to get the wife into some Trek. Hasn't happened yet. She's still in her
You can
office.
see if she likes Discovery.
I could.
Feels new, refreshing.
Maybe, yeah, it may be the right tone for her.
Go new school before you go old school, because that's one of the things. Like, if we were to watch Deep Space Nine and TNG, new now, like as I don't know, it probably wouldn't appreciate it nearly as much as I do.
Well, I figured it was
Discovery's really cool.
Yeah, I figured it was better than getting her to watch like Voyager or Enterprise. As much as I like Enterprise, and Voyager's got its moments, but
yeah, the World War II holodeck episodes of Voyager, awesome.
There's some good stuff in that show.
Yeah.
But we'll get off that because we could talk about Star Wars or Star Trek all the time, and actually we'll get off Star Trek to talk about Star Wars here because
never happens.
Jon Favreau was saying that he would like, and he said this is a joke, but he did say he loved the Star Wars Christmas special, and he said I need to pitch to Disney to do a new Star Wars special. I would watch a new Star Wars special. I would totally watch a new Star Wars special. For those of you who don't know, this was the 1978, I believe, Star Wars special.
Yeah, 78.
Yeah. So this was a holiday special that aired once. There are VHS tapes. This is a copy of a VHS.
You can find it on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. That's where I found this one. This was actually cleaner than my copy, so I now have this copy. And it's horrible. It is one of the worst pieces of television I've ever seen, and it has hardly
And that's what makes it so awesome.
Well, it definitely does. I mean, you have these weird cooking shows. You have this. What was it? He's like explaining how to use some technology that's just all technobabble. It's completely stupid. You have the best part, B. Arthur hanging out here in a cantina. I mean, I would totally watch a new Star Wars Christmas special. I literally watch this around Christmas every year.
Well, for those of you who don't know who Jon Favreau is, he made Iron Man. He's made a bunch of stuff, but he's also the creator or the showrunner of Mandalorian, which is coming on Disney Plus in November. So if he wants to do it, I say do it. Like he could make it lame on purpose. He could make it cool.
Owen dropped out there for just a second, but you actually cut out. But yeah, he was basically getting it. Like, yeah, Favreau could make it lame, he could make it great, he could make it completely tongue in cheek, and honestly, we're all gonna watch it. Like, and it's Favreau. Like, he's not gonna make something that's gonna be terrible. Like what I would consider his worst work recently is The Jungle Book, and it's still not that bad.
Oh, and he made Lion King too, which is not very well loved.
Okay, so I haven't seen Lion King yet, but that's only because I heard it's basically shot for shot, and then they took the Be Prepared song and they crunched it to like 50 seconds instead of like a full song.
They had to make room for Beyonce.
Yeah, that was not needed.
Beyonce wasn't needed.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure it could have been awesome. And I mean, I have not gone to the theaters for any one of these movies. I have not seen The Jungle Book. I have not seen Aladdin. I have not seen Lion King. I have seen Beauty and the Beast, and that is the only one.
I'm gonna go. I've seen most of them. Lion King, I think, is the only one that I didn't see because I heard so much negativity about it. I even saw Aladdin, and Aladdin, I know a lot of people liked. I didn't like some of it. I didn't like a good amount of it, but I'm excited about Mulan. That's actually the one that I'm most excited about. After seeing the trailer to that and going, this, because people were saying, oh well, they're taking out the songs. That's not gonna have any singing. I'm like, okay,
serious.
So it's gonna be serious.
It's supposed to be based off the actual mythology. Yeah. Like this. There's a story behind. There's a story behind every single one of these. So like the only sad part is that means there's no Mushu.
No Mushu. Yeah.
And that's depressing. Hopefully they try and figure out a way to get the voice of Mulan in the movie.
She needs a cameo.
Yeah, just to be in there. She's on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. right now, and has been for the last the last 6 years. I can't think of her name. I think it's I don't know.
You're talking about the sing. Is it the singing voice or like I can't remember?
The voice of Mulan.
Oh, sorry, Ming Na Wen. Sorry.
Yeah, Ming. Yeah. I knew it was Ming.
Yeah, she's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah, she's been in a bunch of stuff.
It's awesome.
Yeah, so for a second there, I was thinking about I was confused and thinking of Lea Salonga, and Whitney probably would have hit me if I had mixed that up. But yeah, Ming's awesome. Like she needs to be in a cameo.
I hope she gets a just in the movie as to be in the movie. But and then I've never liked The Little Mermaid. I don't like the animated movie, so I probably won't see that one right away either. It's not because I just don't care. I just don't like Ursula. I don't like Ursula as a villain. I don't like. It's a weird thing of like I'm gonna sell my soul to go be with a guy. Like, it just seems stupid to me.
Yeah, it's definitely dumb, and it's a different time, and I like the ending of the original version better. I wanted to go see
versions.
This. Yeah, dude. It's
Disney?
No.
Okay.
The old school, like the original story.
The story. Okay, I was
the original story.
That's a take.
Yeah. So no, I mean, it's one of my favorites, honestly. For the songs, the story is. I mean, of course, it's a horrible story. It's like everything you should teach little girls not to do.
Yeah.
But I love this mostly for the songs. The animation's really good as well. I don't even have a problem with the casting for the new one, for the new Ariel, but I don't like Melissa McCarthy for Ursula. That's just
seems fine. I think
she's weak sauce.
I think it's a little too on the nose. I like Melissa McCarthy for the most part. I think sometimes she can be a little gross, but that's the humor that she's written for. But like she was awesome on Gilmore Girls. I don't know. That so far there hasn't been a single one of these Disney ones that stood out to me like this is going to be awesome. I'm hoping Mulan is it, because everything that I'm hearing about to start with sounds cool. It sounds like they're not just trying to reproduce the animated version. I know they changed a couple things in Aladdin. I know that Lion King adds like a song.
Yep.
Obviously, The Little Mermaid will probably do something too. But those are so tethered to previously written material. They just it hasn't been like you need to go see this. Hopefully Mulan is that, and hopefully the Star Wars holiday special becomes that.
I really hope so.
Since every single one of us is going to have Disney Plus with all the deals that they're throwing out there, I think they just announced a new one where instead of 3 years, you can buy 2 years. Yeah. For a decent price. I'm still waiting for like that Hulu package, but since everybody's going to own Disney Plus, you might as well just do it. Like just it would be awesome. Jon Favreau is definitely the guy to do it. So even though it was a joke, I hope it becomes a thing.
Well, and there's a Disney Plus holiday movie coming out, isn't there? With
it wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, it's a crap. I'm gonna get it wrong, but I think I talked about this the other week. Noelle. And it has Anna Kendrick and what's his face, Bill Hader. So
cool.
Yeah, I will see it with Bill Hader. Yeah. So, anyways, let us know what some of your favorite Christmas movies are, and if you watch the Star Wars Christmas special every
Die Hard, isn't it?
Die Hard, Gremlins, Batman Returns. Tell us in the comments. We'll see you next time.
Okay, bye.